You will only get money when people are paying for the distribution platforms to hear your songs. But when you publish, that is when you will get royalties from the distribution.
Are there drawbacks or setbacks publishing a creative piece?
Distribution was basically like this. You create a CD, so you take my CD, go play, or you put it on a library store where people come and buy, and then they play.
Would you advise to publish first before distributing?
Hello, welcome to Bnoskka IP Zone. This is Bnoskka and this is our 9th episode. So if you are joining us for the first time, try and then follow, subscribe, like the video, share it, and then also talk about it. If you have any contribution, you can write it in the comment. We'll be glad to read and then also respond to it appropriately. Today, we want to talk about another wonderful topic, but before we do, I have some wonderful people in the studio. Get ready for your questions. Those in the in-house will also ask their questions, and those on my panel here will also ask their questions. So let me start from the ladies first. Left.
Hi guys, my name is Margaret Doe. You can also call me Meg. I am a recording artist and a social media influencer.
Right. And young, nice man.
Hi everyone, my name is Phillip Neewhang. I am a musician, I am a content creator, and I work with Enterprise Music.
Okay, thank you very much. So today our topic is publishing, its types and how it impacts our creative industry. Right, when we say the word publishing, it simply means that making available information, whether it is literature, whether it is music, whether it is software codes, whether it's any content available to the public at a fee or for free, the two together, at a fee or for free. So if it's at a fee, it means you are selling it. So you are going to now talk about your product, communicate to the general public that pay me this amount to be able to access this content, or I am publishing it for free. Now, once you want to publish, there is a process to go through to be able to get it published. First, if it's a music, you need what we call International Standard Music Number, ISMN, International Standard Music Number. You need that. If it's a book, you need International Standard Book Number, ISBN. If it's a journal, you need ISBN. If it's a video, okay, you also need International Standard Video Number. They have that. If it's about series or any information you will do, we have got all these systems in place that you need to go and register to get that. But the copyright law internationally, it's that whether you register through the publishing system or not, you have still published and you have the right as a publisher. Now, let's go through and see the types of publishing that we have. So it all started somewhere in the year 1435 when a technology was not available to do what we call printing of materials. So if you write a book, if you write a song, you have any idea about a movie and you want to write it, you have to put it into writing yourself, and you sit down and you copy yourself as many times as you can, and then you sell. But these days, because technology has come, from the time that Baumgarten, this guy invented the printing system in 1435, okay? This guy came up with machines that can produce a book, like 100 copies within 2 days. So then there should be a right to protect the person who has invested in the machines to be able to do the printing, so that nobody else can also take the same book or the same music sheet and then also publish without the original owner's consent. So that's how publishing starts. So we have the traditional means of publishing, whereby you go to a company which is established. They will do what we call take your content, fix it in a retrievable media, and then make it available to the public at a fee. So that fee will be decided between you, the content owner, which is the author, and then the producer or the person who owns the machines. So they say if you produce 1,000 copies, we will charge you 5 cedis, $5 or 10 naira or 10 shillings or whatever. And then within that, they also have a percentage they are taking for themselves. So that is how it goes. Or you may have a lot of money and you want the whole world to hear your idea. So you say, I'll pay for everything, just publish and distribute my work for free. For example, we've all heard about the Gideon Bible that since its establishment, they are distributing the Bibles for free. They don't charge. So the Gideon company spent billions of dollars producing that Bible and publishing it for free, distributing it to people at free cost. Now, if we bring the same idea into music, if you want to publish your music, the law says you can publish it by just creating it, fixing it in Medium yourself, and then you decide to let people use it for free without paying you a peswa. You just want to be popular because it has become one of the new music business paradigm where people's worldview about how they want to live is that they just want to make the name. They don't need the money, so they just want to publish. So people can use their song in any way, anyhow, and they don't care. That is what. But the another aspect of the publishing is whereby there are some companies that they have established. They have got the machines to be able to go around and solicit for your ideas and then also administer it in a way that will help you maximize your profit. Because these days we have the digital platforms, they are able to make sure that your songs or your music gets more audience to be able to increase your revenue. And these people, we call them brokers because they act between the traditional system, which is by traditional publication, and then they also act on behalf of the artist or the author, the owner of the content. So this is another option. And then there came a time that artists or content owners realized that these people are making money off me. The percentage they are giving me, I'm not happy. So they want to do what we call self-publication. So the self-publication came in, and then in the self-publication, you will find the person to produce your work. So they'll produce the work for you, fix in a retrievable medium, and then you decide how you want to sell it, where you want to go and sell it. So in this case, sometimes you meet people, they are in the trains, they are in the stations, the lorry stations, public places, malls, restaurants, and the places they are selling their music. They don't have any record producer. They don't have anybody who is publishing for them. They are doing what we call self-publication. So they move from place to place to do that. And so that is one medium to be able to do that. And then also came another aspect where we call the hybrid. It is different from the brokers. The hybrid here means that you're the artist and you decided, okay, I want to publish my song, but I want 100% right ownership. Whatever cost that is associated with the work, I will pay. But I want your name to be part of the publishing, but I own the right. Own the right here means that whilst you are alive, if your song needs to be licensed for an advert or for a movie synchronization, for anything, you, the artist, will have to find time, sit down, and go to that business deal. But if you go through a broker will now decide with you, okay, so this your work, how much percentage you want? I want 80%. So the broker has 20, or I want 70, the broker has 30, I want 60, the broker has 40. Then the broker now will want to maximize your profit by now knocking on people's doors. I have this song, I want you to put it on your advert so that it can make money, so that then they bargain. And once they bargain, they sign, the money is paid, and already the broker knows that the percentage is going to get. So he informs the artist, we've got this deal, I'm broke, and then this is your money. Everybody understands. And business goes on. So these are the 4 mediums through which you can publish your work. You can do self-publication. You can do the traditional. The traditional, what they mostly do is they buy your right 100%. Okay? They give you what we call 360 deal. 360 deal. They have everything like a human being. You 10 is 180. Yeah? You 10 again, you complete. This is 360. So your food, your clothing, your house, everything about your work, the musicians coming to play, everything, they have paid you all. So until they recoup that money they have invested in you or giving you what we call upfront payment, It's part of the 360. They give you an upfront payment. Let's say give you $1 million, 1 million naira, 1 million Ghana cedis. They give you that money. And so they will be selling. They will be making deals out of it until they will approve the money. Then they will now, you will now get some balance to be getting from you. That's the traditional system. But with the self-obligation, you will fund everything and you will also now get your money. It is very tiresome. It is very difficult to do because sometimes it's challenging. If health-wise, it means your work to be at home. Then there's also the hybrid I spoke about, that you can be able to make a deal with the traditional people and still maintain your rights so that they will use their machinery to do that. And then the broker, in which I also spoke about, whereby the broker will stand in between you and the business environment and then the customers. So these are the three means you can publish your work. And it all lies in your hand because it is your personal, private property, right? Now, besides that, there is another aspect where after you have published your work, it gets engagements in society. Some people think that their songs must be used anywhere, anyhow, and they don't care. People sing them in churches, in discos, in club, parties, funerals, weddings, birthday celebrations, and what not. Stations, people are using it to preach on at stations and radio, using it to sell medicines and all that. They don't care. All they want is their song to be published and then become popular, and then they will think about the way forward. So that is one aspect. Some want to make sure that every penny that comes out of the music, they enjoy. So if it is played on radio, they need royalties. If it is played on TV, they need royalties. If it is somebody writes a movie and they are going to shoot the movie, and the movie, as the movie is going on, they play a song within that movie, or even a phone ring, and the phone ring is not the set tone of the phone, but a song somebody has put on that phone. If it appears within the movie, it is synchronized because there's nothing you can do unless you edit the video and take that part out. But once the movie comes out with this kind of publishing in it, it is synchronized. We call it synchronization. Some prefer to use the word sync, but I think syncing is going down. Huh? But this one is synchronized, like everything merged together, and I'm making money. It has appeared on your platform, so you have to pay me. So that is how these things are done. And all is in the sense that you communicate your work to the public and you must make money or you must do it for free. Let me end here so that my panel will give me wonderful questions and then we will talk about it more. So who wants to go first?
When I started this journey into the music, right, I came across the word distribution a lot and publishing very less often because we usually associate publishers with books. So now for someone who is watching as a musical artist and they know that they can distribute their song, when it comes to publishing, they've heard all these things. How then would they say that? Would you say that once they distribute their music, automatically they have published because they are putting it out there, or there's a special different thing?
Okay, so you distribute. You publish. Distribution is different from publishing, okay? Distribution basically means that you want your song to be heard or be gotten on certain platforms. You see, before digital platforms came, distribution was basically like this. You create a CD, so you take my CD, go play, or you put it on a library store where people come and buy, and then they play, right? So you distribute. But these days, because we've got digital platforms, these digital platforms gives you what we call the means for you to be able to put your songs out there. So you distribute, you are here in Ghana, somebody's in China is streaming your work, somebody's in Jamaica is streaming. So that's distribution. But if you distribute and you have not published, okay, you will only get money when people are paying for the distribution platforms to hear your songs. But when you publish, that is when you will get royalties from the distribution. So if you don't publish, it means you are distributing and people are streaming. If you are happy, if you are lucky and the distribution platform says, if you're able to get this threshold of let's say 1 million views, we'll give you this amount. It means until that threshold is reached, you are not getting anything. And royalties will also not come. But if you publish first, you will get a license, a digital number that shows that this is, you remember I said international standard music number. Yeah, that is there. There's even ISSR. I've forgotten the full.
ISRC.
ISR.
Standard Recording Code.
Thank you. Yes. So once you publish, you get that international standard recording code. Okay. So that is what publishing means. If you don't publish, you stand to lose. Next question.
So does publishing affect the distribution for creatives?
It enhances the distribution. It does not affect it. If you say affect
I mean, are there drawbacks or setbacks
yes.
in publishing a creative piece?
Yeah. Yes. Okay, now I understand you. So if you don't publish, the disadvantage is that your song is not identified all over the world. So, for example, you are only known here in Ghana. And if you register with the Ghana Music Rights Organization, it means they will publish you in Ghana. Okay? So you are known only here. But the international recording system, the standard system, it means all membership countries within the intellectual property domain, which we call the World Intellectual Property Organization, WIPO, they create these systems through trade unions. Okay, so once you register through that international system, it means wherever your song is played, that particular ID code you have will automatically trigger that your song has been played in Brazil, France, Germany, Jamaica. But if you just distribute without publishing, it means your songs will be played and you will have to now go and tracing and you find out if my song is played here. So the publishing actually make your work a unique ID that will now link to all the other platforms that we will distribute to, because they will surely ask for that publishing number. And remember, when you are going to publish also, the split sheet system will come in so that the writer, the person who even wrote only the lyrics and the one who wrote the melody, maybe the drummer, the bass guitar, whoever that engaged within it, the split agreement, the publishing will make it clear.
Okay. I have a question.
Do.
When you say this thing, I know you said in the previous episode, you talked about this particular question I'm about to ask, but I want to sort of like throw more light on it. For an artist who is into music and wants to do release a song, would you advise to publish first before distributing, or distribute first before publishing? Because I know publishing can take some time. Publishing can take quite some time.
Not quite some time. If you say quite some time, you may be thinking 3 months, 4 months, 1 year. No, it takes maximum 4 or 5 days.
Okay.
It's not that long. Don't let people hear that it's long.
No, that's I not to register for publishing, because if you're an artist, you the artist itself, you need to register for publishing.
Yes.
Before now, you can register your individual works.
Yes.
So if, let's say, a musician has a song right now and wants to register that song, it means for the very, very first time, you need to go through that process of you as a writer or you as a creative person, your song registered.
So the process why it takes long is that we need to be able to make sure that the ID card you provided is yourself. We need to make sure that your details you provided is accurate. We want to pay money to your bank, and you provided your bank. And you know banking, we have international SWIFT code. That even if your branch is here, that SWIFT code will be able to link to all over the world. So your bankers will have to provide you with that SWIFT code. And they have to make sure that that particular SWIFT code will make sure that when they pay the money, it's coming directly to you. So all these things, they have to make sure they check so that it becomes authentic. Else, it will create problems. That's why it might take long. Maybe you even forgot to state your date of birth appropriately. The date of birth on your passport or your ID card is different. And maybe it is 20 and you said you were 19. And then they check, oh, it's problem. They have to return the document for you to correct it before you resubmit. Okay, that's why it might take long, not that long. If everything is correct, you don't have to have a problem with that.
Yeah. So the first question, what should an artist do first?
Artists should first publish before you distribute. Because if you don't publish first, I'm telling you, you can distribute and somebody can pick your content and put them on YouTube and be getting money whilst you be staying at home complaining. Yes.
Yeah.
But once you publish first, then if somebody even goes ahead to do that, the moment you put your own there with your publishing code, automatically the person is out of the system. Else you will be struggling. You'll be writing letters. This person is doing this. This person is doing that. Then automatically they have to be notifying them. That is when your publishing will take a long time to yield benefit. So first, publish first. More questions?
So, Bnoskka, are there like consideration for self-published artists and the ones that work with the brokers?
Okay, so I know about some artists who did self-publication, but they later converted.
Okay.
Why do I say that? Ed Sheeran in the UK, he first published himself, took his guitar, was singing on Facebook, singing on live, on Twitter and all that. And then when he got money, he decided to seek a record label to be able to stay and do the right thing, you know? So self-publication, if you think you don't have the means to do publishing or join another company to publishing, just try. When you are getting popular, don't waste the money. Because the more you still do your self-publication, it's only that you are wasting money. Okay. The reason why I say you are wasting money is that you wouldn't have the energy to be moving about and finding who is infringing on my right. Okay, but the moment you publish, then you have, let's assume you come to Uprise Music and the Uprise Music are published your songs for you. Then it means you have now given them the right, even if you are not available. They can now begin to say that we owe a right in this particular work. And so they can find you, the artist, quickly inform you, we have noticed this infringement. Are you aware? No, I'm not aware. Okay, then let's go and fight for it. Okay, so it helps the artist.
And do you pay for the publishing?
Oh yes, it's not that much.
You pay as an artist to be published.
You pay what?
You pay as an artist for publishing.
Yes.
Do you pay?
You pay money. It's not for free. At least not that much. If you go on the international website, they can tell you $100, $150, $200. But if you get a broker establishes a deal to be able to say that, okay, I can get you 1,000 people to come and register with your company. Okay, so they give them a very good discount, so that then you can take an advantage of that, and that is how good it makes.
And I also know that publishing is a one-time payment. Once you pay,
well, of course,
that is it. Anything that you do, they track it. Now I have a question. If you're an artist and you've published, right, and you've distributed as well, and you perform at a concert, do you have to always tell your publisher where you have performed? Because there may be instances where, let's say, I moved to a very remote area, but there's like a very major program going on, right? And I get paid as an artist, and I get to enjoy all the perks. Yes. Should I go and inform my publisher that I just did this, so go and attack them, or the publisher would automatically get to know?
Okay, so the publisher would work with the collective management organizations. And collective management organization always make sure that every event place is licensed before they perform. So if the event organizer doesn't have a license, they cannot even invite you to come and perform your own song. Because, mind you, once you have published your song, you go, they pay you performance fee and appearance fee. They still have to go and pay royalties because of the publishing to the collective management organization because of the event place. The event place is a public place.
Is that the case in Ghana?
Oh, well, that is what the law in Ghana says and everywhere in the world. Okay. If people are overlooking their infringement, that is their personal decision. Okay. Because like I always say, your songs, your creative content are your personal, private property. Okay? So if you choose to even let it go, it's your own decision. I've worked a case where an artist decided to pick a company on, and then the next time we met, they say, oh, I heard he's my uncle's sister's brother's son, and so I want to go and sort it at home. I said, okay, then what happens to me? And so that is how it is. And it's all boils down to business.
Okay, and then I want to ask a question if you have one. Do we can ask?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so people usually do songs like over a long span, right?
Yeah.
So a person might probably have done song for like 10 years and now they want to register for publishing. Something like this, can they say that, okay, I performed in all these places, I'm done, you just film like
I've gotten your idea. Let me answer quickly because of time. Yes, it doesn't matter how long you have made your song. Anytime you hear Bnoskka, I'm saying go and publish. That very day, start and go and publish. I can tell you I've come here with Uprise Music with a lot of wonderful artists who have come to publish their songs after making music for over 20 years. I don't want to mention their names because it's not part of that agreement, okay? But it works anytime you realize the best is to start early.
Yeah, okay. So the question I really wanted to ask is there a limit after which you cannot claim money from your...
No, as long as you are alive. And then 70 years when you die, eh? So let's assume you will die in the year 2999. Okay. So as long as you are alive up to 2999, you have to get your publishing royalties, okay? Then when you die, then we have to add 70 years to 2999. That will be 3069, okay? So that 3069, before 3069, your children and your grandchildren should also get that money because it's a property. And I advise musicians and people to will their creative content as part of their will to their fiscal asset so that the publishing right within it that they are getting royalties will be transferred to whoever that inherits their estate. Your question answered?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, what you said is very good knowledge. What I'm trying to ask is, let's say I've been performing for 10 years, right? And I register as a publisher in my 10th year, so 9 years gone.
No, you will. There's what we call a black box. Black box during the collective management organization. If every country and how they regulate that law, and that law, sometimes they say that after the money has been collected for you and you have not come to register, you have not come to be part, that money should be redistributed back to the people who are within it. Some places will say after 10 years. Okay. So if you wait for 20 years and you go and unfortunately maybe yesterday they redistributed your money and you come enjoy it today, it means
that is gone.
Yes. So that's what.
So Bnoskka, it means that as musicians, every single musician has to publish.
Exactly. You have to. It will be your own benefit. Yeah. Any question from the audience?
Yeah. So
the audience. Yes. Good.
Concerning publishing.
Yeah.
I also understand that once your music is out, the distribution bit.
Yeah.
So even when you distribute, it still stands that your music is so published.
Yeah.
So all the platforms that feature the song, they also pay you publishing.
Yeah.
Which is a different money from the distribution money.
Yeah.
Streams. Okay.
I hope you understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
And also, what Phillip mentioned the fact that publishing takes time. I think it's not the registration part of publishing that takes time. It's actually the administration part. Like after you've registered, the registration there, I think within 14 days, you should have your registration and your IP and all of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, what happens is once the PRO has collected this data, administrate it, they have to now forward all these details out to all the different societies across the world. That's the part that takes time. Because now it's sending out information. And for that information to now take effect.
Okay.
I hope you understand.
Yeah.
That is, so when there will be downtime, it will be within during that period, and not that we are registering.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So you got it clear?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is from the director, Mr. Michael Bamfo, and giving us a wonderful insight. Right. So in the absence of any further, let me close this session by saying that publishing is very necessary. If you know any artist, whether old or new or current or upcoming, emerging or whatever, in music, in movie, in any sector, please make sure you publish and make sure you find an appropriate entity. For example, Uprise Music, we are here for you. And this is Bnoskka. This is how time will allow me. But if you have not subscribed to this content, please subscribe, like it, and share also to friends. And if you have a comment, make sure you just write to us. We will surely listen to you. And I want to say thank you to my wonderful panel. You have something to say?
Oh, no.
All right. So everybody's all right. And I'm also all right. I want to thank everybody within this meeting. This is Bnoskka, and this is Bnoskka IP Zone with Uprise Music Production. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe. This is Bnoskka. I'm telling you, we meet again.
All right.
Yes.